All right, let's see if this is working. I've got an error message on the screen, but it's also telling me we're connected. So I'm just waiting for my stream to catch up here. All right, I think we're live despite the error message. Let me get out of this shopping mall where they're blasting music here, and we'll head outside. I'm just gonna have to deal with this error message, but I'm in Vaughan Mills Mall, and there's gonna be a video of this mall coming up on the channel in the coming, I wanna say days, but more like weeks. I see a lot of people in the chat already. Sheena Roberts, Cactus Steve, Randy Ruck, Medano, Alicia Lewis, Ashmere, Sarah Quinton. Marge is here, Yahia, Kyle, Whitby Dude, John, Rael, Vivian Johnson, Daniel, Eileen, Jasmine, Alex. Thank you so much, guys. I'm just gonna have to deal with not being able to read any of the chat on the screen or see most of what it's showing. It says this camera's active format is unsupported by this session. Try to use single or low energy cameras. Try to lower stream FPS and resolution. Well, this isn't a new build of the software that I just updated for some reason. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Well, I tried to fix it and it wasn't broke. Anyways, that's my problem. Yeah, what a very odd mall this is. But there'll be a video of this coming up on the channel, as well as another one walking through Vaughan Mills, or rather the quote-unquote city of Vaughan. But what we're going to be doing tonight is just making our way south. I don't know where the endpoint will be, maybe 407 station. But there's a look directly to the south, and that is the Vaughan City Center. There's a TTC subway station right there. Greetings, Jennifer Haley. So my journey started by coming out of that station, and then I recorded a walk up this way. Ended up at this mall, and now we are making our way south here in a very desolate suburbia. Let me just check maps here. According to this, I want to go this way, and then I want to make a left. All right. We're going to go through like a little area full of commercial plazas, which is allegedly just south of here. And then we will start going south some more. I think I want to cut through this parking lot. Oh God, do I ever hate suburbia. Hey, plug your Mustang in at the mall. Did you check out Bass Pro? Yeah, I went in there on my video. I also went into Saks off 5th, which is closing. On the other side of the mall, you can get a view of part of Canada's Wonderland. You can see the Behemoth and Leviathan roller coasters. It's pretty neat. But we are sandwiched between Highway 400 and Jane Street. Whereas Wonderland, it is blocked by the mall, but it's probably a 30-minute walk north of here. It's not too far. I just found this to be one of the strangest malls I've ever been to. It feels like an outlet mall, like it's very unfinished. And it's just in a giant loop. I give it like a 2 out of 10. It's got a lot of really good stores, but 2 is a good mark for me since I usually hate shopping malls, but hey, on a positive note, we are streaming from somewhere I have not streamed from before. Look at all this snow. I should have planned it so I came out of one of these exits because I wanted to hit the area with all these plazas straight ahead. Just because I recorded my way up Jane Street coming up here. I imagine on like Boxing Day or pretty much any time during the holidays, this parking lot is rammed. This is the biggest enclosed shopping mall built this century in this area, or in the Greater Toronto area. It opened in 2004. It's got over 250 stores, something like 1.2 million square feet. There's an Aloft Hotel. That is part of the Marriott Group. And a Novotel. Why are anyone staying up here? Maybe there's a convention space or convention center. I bet the vast majority of people at those hotels are staying on a corporate dime. Hey Johnny, I'm not sure if you're a fan of Dubai chocolate, but I highly suggest you try out Crown Pastries. It's right around the corner from Vaughan Mills. I'm trying to avoid that kind of food in general, but it sounds good. As we walk around this sprawl fest. There's been a lot of mall content on my channel lately. Today's video was of a mall. I just recorded a mall. I have another mall coming up. And hey, look, they gave us a sidewalk. No, they didn't. Welcome to Vaughan, where if you're a pedestrian, fuck you, get a car. That mall has something like 16 different anchor stores in total. But thanks for tuning in, everyone. Friendly reminder to like, subscribe, hit the bell, and all that fun stuff. Not all of my live streaming locations are this desolate. Just walking through a field. I came this way because I saw there was a big plaza with a bunch of retail in it, and I realized I'm about to skip it. Which completely defeats the purpose of coming this way. Oh well. Maybe what we'll do is we'll head down to Langstaff Road, and then I can pop over to Jane. We'll either finish up at Vaughan Metropolitan Center Station or maybe Highway 407 Station. Whoa. I am just crunching on things. This is Snail City. All those crunches you hear are me crushing snails. This field is crazy. Look at them all. Silly says, sounds like I'm having fun walking in the middle of nowhere. Well, this was actually suggested by a viewer that I got a request to come up and do Vaughan Mills Mall. So I thought if I'm hiking all the way up here, we might as well make a day out of it. Well, it looks like I'm fenced in. This field I'm walking through is probably private property, and there's probably signs saying to stay the hell out. But frankly, it's the most interesting thing up in this area. I think there might be a Canada Computers in there. Hope the shells are empty. Yeah, I hope I didn't kill anyone or render any snails homeless. They're really just slugs anyways. Brad Palmer is here. Greetings, Brad. We're in downtown Toronto walking for such a short period of time. Wouldn't have felt like much. But out here where the visual stimulation is, or stimulus is nothing. That felt like a while. Celebrate your next event at Novotel. Perfect for parties, receptions, and more. All right, Edgeley Road, don't disappoint me. It is just cold enough. I'm gonna put a glove on to my right hand here. But Highway 400, which a lot of people take up to cottage country, when it's nicer weather, is just to the west of here. Yeah, Alpine Fury is going to be a mid-season opening. It's not going to be ready for opening day. Hey, look, stuff. We found stuff. Area rug shop. Mascot Brewery Beer Store. Jungle Land. I think that's a big place. Or a big kid place. There's also a Legoland at the mall. By the way, it smells like burnt rubber. Sarah says it looks cold. It's a wee bit chilly. Hey, there's a bus, rush hour only on this route. It is not rush hour. That's a terrible bus stop. You have to define what rush hour is. And for those asking about Canada's Wonderland, boom! On the far right, you have Leviathan and the Behemoth lift hills kind of crossing each other. Although Leviathan and Behemoth are actually fairly far from one another at the park. Drop zone in the center of the shot. You can see the Yukon Striker lift hill and turnaround right behind a Camelback from Behemoth. Canada's Wonderland is North America's busiest seasonal theme park. It draws a bigger crowd than the legendary Cedar Point, believe it or not. Uh-oh. We're about to have a good old Canadian confrontation here. I'll mind my business if they mind theirs. What beautiful animals. Why do people hate them so much? Because they shit on everything and annoy people? For Valley Drive. Wonderland is hiring right now. I do not want to be a ride-op at Wonderland. Their ride-ops are pretty poor in general. They do not have the throughput that they should have on a lot of their rides. There's YouTube channels that actually time that sort of thing. The loading and dispatch. Hey, it's Fomite for comfortable living. Watch out for the dangerous cobra chickens. I think we're gonna take Langstaff over to Jane. The thumbnail for this live stream I took earlier. Hey, Primerica is there. Did they have a new logo? Those scammers. Preying on every recent college and university grad, offering them employment that requires them to harass everyone they know. That noise you hear is that sign everyone's going over. I remember when I graduated from university and I was looking for a job, Primerica popped up on nearly every search. All it took was about 2 seconds of Yahoo work. Googling wasn't super much a thing back then for me to realize that, no, you do not want to work for that company. Hey, there's a guy waiting for the bus. This must count as rush hour. Just Smitty says Primerica is an MLM scam. It's something along those lines. There's like an earnings ladder. I think it's just barely legal. We'll come back in a few days and that guy will just be a skeleton over there. But if I'm ambitious, we should be able to get to Highway 407 station before this runs out of battery. Kristen says, how do you block ads? YouTube sticks them in on its own right now into live streams. If you want to be ad-free, you have to be a member or have to have YouTube Premium, which is the only streaming service other than Prime, which I'm signed up for the year anyways, that I actually pay for. You get your videos ad-free, you get YouTube Music, which is kind of like having Spotify included. You can also download videos. So it's got offline viewing, it's got minimized viewing. I think it's pretty sweet. But I think Trumpy destroyed our ad rates. I am hoping that this reprieve from tariffs is going to help. I talked to some other creators who were like, what the hell, my earnings are like half of what they should be the last few days. And I went into my YouTube dashboard and sure enough, things are way, way down. I think a lot of advertisers pulled the plug with all the tariff talk. Everyone's bracing for a great recession. So hopefully things pick up. But that's been rattling around my WhatsApp lately, talking to some other full-time YouTubers. Not quite panic time, but plus creators get more of the AdSense from premium watches. Yeah, I think it works out that way. Oh, my gimbal's in first person mode. Let me lock it. There we go. The horizon might have been swaying. Whenever the heck we get to Langstaff Road, we're gonna walk over to Jane Street, because that's a major north-south arterial. Cam says boomer causes Great Depression. You know, it's almost as if he did it on purpose. And then, you know, whispered to all his friends yesterday, hey, buy everything really low. And then lifted the tariffs. You just have to see if he dumps it again after he pumps it. UBC, Carpenters Regional Council. Yeah, this is an old industrialized and commercial area. But if we were walking through a residential part of Vaughan, it would be even less interesting. The only interesting place, other than the mall in Canada's Wonderland, is coming up. The kind of fake downtown they're building. Defiant, hello to you. All right, I think we're a few blocks from Langstaff, so we'll get a change in scenery. But holy cow, we've got almost 400 people watching me walk through whatever the heck you want to call it. Even Jeanette, all the way from down in Houstonia. This is the kind of stream that goes way off topic and there's so little to look at. Major Trader says everyone slap that like button or just press it gently. It's appreciated either way. RD, hello Mr. Jonathan Stridarius. Greetings to you. This is Cortland, but I think we better hold out for Langstaff. Holy shit, a multi-use trail. Shared pathway. That makes sense. I hate the idea of multi-use trail. Hey, look at this. We don't get a crossing because we didn't press the button. What kind of evil, nasty shit is this? Let's cross anyways. As I was saying, even though I absolutely hate the idea of a multi-use trail, cyclists and pedestrians should not be mixing. There's such low volume of both in this area, it kind of makes sense. Cam says, rip snails, are you behind on the stream? That snail business happened like 20 minutes ago. All right, I think this is Langstaff because I've had enough of Edgeley. Hey, it's McFadden's. So either tomorrow or Friday, there should be a Johnny Stumbles video appearing on that channel. I just have to whip up some B-roll for it. fascinating walk, enjoying this? Thank you. Well, someone's enjoying it at least. I'm putting a lot of faith that Langstaff Road here will be more interesting. But doing this, we save $4 by not taking York Region Transit. There's a little win. This kind of place is what inspired the Not Just Bikes channel. Barbar's is fascinating for a Scottish guy. Oh man. We're gonna walk over to Jane Street. Let's stay on this side. I need to adjust something. My belt could be a notch tighter. I'm gonna put the camera down for a second. Sorry, but not sorry, eh? One sec. Thank you. As we begin our hike going east towards Jane Street, I think this might be Millway coming up. We could maybe make a right at Millway and go south for a little bit. No, and he says, I think there are less than 50 people a day that walk on this sidewalk. Probably. I bet I'm the only person to ever live stream on this sidewalk. And probably that will be a record that stands for the remainder of time. Gertej had McDonald's. I need to figure out my dinner plans. I'll figure that out on the TTC on my way home. I was thinking I might eat before this stream at Vaughan Mills Mall. Then I was like, nah, let's just get this over with. Swiss Chalet, there's an option. I could pick that up from Yonge and Eglinton and bring it home. Or Harvey's. Maybe I'll keep the app. Thanks for the idea. John says first person to walk on the sidewalk. Hey, I tried. I looked at Google Maps Street View before I did this stream. And I was like, is there anywhere around here that would be remotely interesting? And it was like, no. Vasily will come here tomorrow to break the record. Well, the joke's on you if you come here. I don't think anyone's going to want to watch this for a second time. Jelly Bean knows a YouTuber who lives in this area. I'll send them to some kind of therapist to find out what's wrong with them. I don't know anyone that would want to live in this commercial industrial park. Alicia Lewis is here. Greetings, Alicia Lewis. But Vaughan City Center was built in an area that used to look just like this. They started clearing it out, and all of those condos started appearing, so that this area would just extend south all the way past Highway 7. It was an if they build it, they will come kind of situation, but they built it, and they're struggling to move those units, even in the housing starved GTA. It's got like a master planned downtown kind of feel to it. All right, no way here doesn't look all that appealing. Maybe we'll just keep rocking all the way over to Jane Street. Places would be quiet at night. I bet the sound of these vehicles would be super amplified at night. That's all you would hear. And in an area like this, you'd probably get the odd idiot ripping through at a really high speed. But not just bikes came out to an area that was kind of the equivalent of this in Amsterdam, and it's remarkable just how different their access roads are. There's integrated bike paths into everything and transit stops. Anne says, what did I miss? Not a whole lot, eh? Wandering with William, $5. Buy a coffee. Wandering with William, thank you so much for the $5. I'm gonna need a few shots of some hard stuff to go into that coffee after this, but thank you so much, Wandering with William. Boom Productions in the house. Here's some geese. One thing that they've done here is Jane Street didn't used to have sidewalks on it, believe it or not. But they've started building them. Hey, why are you walking in front of me? Hi. Imagine if I just ran up and attacked them. Thanks again. Wandering with William. Okay, let's run across. There we go. Got a little cardio in. Oh, there's a coffee time. I just got a super chat to get a coffee, and I ran across the street from the coffee time. Andy Ruck in the house. That's the Canadian Armed Force Patrol, says Vivian. All I know is those things would beat the living snot out of a bald eagle if they had to tangle. Good luck fighting a Canadian goose. That coffee time doesn't look like it's open. All the lights are off. Maybe they close at 6. They're just open for like the morning. All the people that are employed in this area. And for lunch. It's very bizarre that they would be closed at this hour. There's a bus I could take. Hey, we made it to Jane Street. That bus is going all the way to Pioneer Village Terminal. They have a covered bus shelter, a cycling path going in, sidewalk closed. Well, there's signs that say it's closed over there too, so I don't know where the hell you want me to go. Borgata Event Center. I actually really dig this skyscraper in the center of the shot. That kind of neat step pattern it has. It reminds me of a tower in Bangkok. And I quite like that it is not just made of glass. Let me see what the step count is at today. Not that high. Where do you want me to go? Is a cop going to give me a ticket for walking on a clearly safe to walk on sidewalk? Krista says you don't care how much they gussy up Coffee Time's facade. The coffee and the donuts are terrible. Peter Bradfield, hope next walk Trump walks into he stays there. I think I know what you mean by that, Peter. Hopefully he walks himself off a cliff, but thank you, Peter Bradfield, for the support. It was nice talking to you again on the Sunday night Stumble stream. Hey, another pedestrian. Holy shit. That's about the equivalent of seeing a pig flying in these parts. Well, they've got this raised surface here for visually impaired folks to tell when they're wandering onto the bike path. But it's all like kind of rusted. Doesn't look like they use the usual finish on that they usually use. I'm guessing that's a pretty recent installation of it. But it just looks horrible. Oh yeah, we have to press the button. Sorry, my gimbal's acting up. There we go. Greetings, Carlito's Way. Yeah, I think we're gonna go to Highway 407 station. I think that'll be the destination. Randy Rux says, watch out for coyotes. I've done a video recording through 407 station before, so I'll resist temptation to make another video today. There's a bus, the 320 Jane Express. So if we were to keep going south down Jane, we would eventually go past York University and through the Jane and Finch area. You keep going south, you'll go past North York Sheridan Mall. I did a video through there a few weeks back. 404 not found, $10. Get yourself a couple of shots, Johnny. Whoops. I'm gonna need them. Thank you so much, 404 not found, for the support. Arigato. Ontario HVAC Group. And thanks to all 428 or so of you who are staying tuned into this absolutely exhilarating walk. If all goes to plan, we should be crossing over Highway 407. It's quite boring between that station going south down to Pioneer Village Station in York University, so I think that's a good spot to wrap this one up. I have live streamed that walk before, but we'll skip it on this one. Blumar Marble, custom stone fabrication. All right, Sarah, take care. Greetings, Crikey. Huge tile vanity sale. I bet you could go on Google Street View and get a view from around this spot looking south, and none of these towers would be here not too long ago. Tiles and stone, etc. Thanks for tuning in, Sarah. My streaming software is giving me this giant error message that's blocking the whole screen, and I can't see the chat or what I'm recording. Hey, someone knocked over the bus stop or something. Carlito's Way, yes, those towers are mostly just north of Highway 7. That's where the northern terminus where the university side of line 1 is. Canuck says this has to be a record for the most granite and tile businesses. Yeah, it's that kind of area. But you just have to accept this is kind of what this area is. There's this faux attempt to urbanize it just to the south of here. But at least they're trying. And there's actually a really nice busway along Highway 7. I think they've done a fantastic job with the transit, particularly along Highway 7. Amanda says, I think there was only one tower back then. I think there's a grocery store in that area. There was last time I was here, but they knocked down a whole block that had a bunch of businesses in it. Just south of here is where the AMC 30 used to be. A giant movie theater that was right across the street from the famous Players Colossus. It was kind of crazy. 2 monstrous movie theaters opened up right across the street from one another. Way up here. Not surprisingly, the AMC 30 I don't think was ever profitable. It closed in 2014. And the Colossus is now operated by Cineplex. There's also a big IKEA just south of here and a Dave & Buster's. Renamed Huja. Noni says, would you ever live here? Downtown Vaughan, that is. I never want to say never, but I can go ahead and say never. If you gave me a free place here, I would rent it out if I owned it, sublet it if I was renting it. Nothing against people that live here, but it would be a pain in the butt operating this YouTube channel, living here. I guess the stipulation you would have to put is, hey, you have a free place to live up here, but you can't sell it or rent it or sublet it. You have to stay there unless you're on vacation. Then I'd be forced to answer a very difficult question. And I think if I didn't get equity out of it, I would just stay where I am and politely decline that. All right, we're at Pennsylvania Avenue. Where am I supposed to go? City of Vaughan. We've got a bus shelter right here, so clearly people are supposed to access this spot. This would not fly in Toronto. Again, at least they're building a sidewalk here. This did not exist. Leo's Waste says, have a drink inside of Club Pro. Vaughan, on you. Thank you. I think the drink will have to wait till I get back to Midtown. I don't think the sidewalk is open on either side of the street, but suck it, bylaw officers. Wesley, member for 7 months. Thank you, Wesley, for 7 months of membership. Thank you so much. I just did a video wandering through that part of the Vaughan City Center, and I have 2 videos I've recorded over the past 5 years, so we're just going to stick to Jane Street on this. I assure you it's not that exhilarating. that you're missing? John says that's how Caledonia and Eglinton looks right now. I really dig that building though, in the center of the shot. If I could steal any of these buildings and relocate it to my neighborhood or downtown Toronto, it would be that one. Hey. What the hell are you guys yapping about? Lisa says it's giving Evil Empire energy. I don't care, I love it. That's the kind of design that you could plunk in any major city on Earth pretty much and it would look at home. Well done, whoever designed and approved it. And I like that it's like that step back design, but it's not completely 90 degrees on the other side. That also has a little overhang. And you can see there's a construction crane on the top, or what used to has a crane. It looks like they're taking the crane down. All right, we're almost at Highway 7. I think the most interesting part of this one will be when we cross the 407. It's a cool shot with the plane flying over. Nice cluster of towers. The crane is just there for lifting groceries. I have my doubts, eh? I read that as European panties at first, but it says European vanities. That's what my mind went to when I saw that sign. Oops. Shower doors. At the shower door depot. I never would have guessed that's a thing. Cam says, I promised it would be interesting 20 minutes ago. I promised it would be more interesting, I believe. Hey, there's some condo townhomes over there. That's kind of sort of neat. And they have the same kind of crappy condo art that we have. Here's some colored poles. Good to know that's a thing up here as well. I like the balconies on this one. These are rental buildings just in front of me. Alicia Lewis, $20. Happy Wednesday, Johnny, and to all the wonderful people in the chat. You can include yourself in that group. Thank you so much, Alicia Lewis, for the support. Cheers, and thank you so much. right, we gotta cross Portage Parkway. That bus is going to be turning into the bus terminal in the Vaughan City Center, which is over to the right. I walked through there in the video I recorded right before this. Oh, why the heck not? We'll cut through this area a little bit, just because it actually looks kind of neat. Crikey, Vaughan is not giving a European vibe. Maybe Eastern European a little bit. It's kind of got some of those commie block vibes in this area, but hey, straight ahead is the subway station. Lisa says it looks a bit like the well, but inside out. Yeah, I think the well is quite exceptionally well executed. I think there's a college in that building over there. Yeah, there's the subway station, the bus stop where I took the thumbnail for this stream. And I guess we're getting ejected back out onto Jane Street, eh? There's probably a lot of people here just waiting for friends and family to get off the bus, because the bus terminal's just over there. Oh my battery has dropped like a rock. I'm gonna have to plug in here. Let me get the old battery pack out. Mini hiatus time. Alright, I have rigged the battery to my coat pocket now to plug it in. To the gimbal. Alright, we have juice. Alright, how far are we from Highway 407 station? Let me Google map that. Oh, only 1.5 kilometers. That's not so bad. Won't take too long. Yeah, it looks like a cluster of high-rises forming like a mini downtown on the outside, but when you get here, it's just big sprawling parking lots and a few buildings plucked down every here and there. Tay says, oh my God, you're here? Then it says message retracted. Yeah, you better stop behind that line, Mr. Bus Driver. Hey, Phuket Walk is here. Camp says, don't forget to eat something. Oh, my stomach is growling. I've got the whole TTC adventure back to Midtown to think about what I'm going to pick up. This could be a Bonnie Boys kind of night. Hey, they've had this development notice forever on this corner here. I don't think this one is going to be a thing. I remember looking at this in like 2021. There's that building I like so much. A little bit of a liability issue there. Someone's gonna sprain an ankle on that. But here we are at the heart of downtown Vaughan, Jane and Highway 7. Shawarma, there's an idea. I've been going to a place called Pita Light near Redpath and Eglinton fairly often. Jet says I got snackies in my backpack. You know, when I was planning to leave, I was hungry. And I remembered I had one protein bar left and it was in my backpack and I ate that before I left. So no, I don't have any snacks in my backpack. I've got a can of bubbly. Keep your eyes split for a giant pink wall. Alrighty. We're going to be crossing Highway 7. Oh, I think the light's going to change in a minute. There's some plans for some more mega developments along Highway 7. There's another one just on the other side of the 400 where the Colossus is. That's planned. A whole bunch of big towers are supposed to shoot up. There's the place where I took the thumbnail for this video. Pedestrians, obey your signal. There's a busway. Why was there no pedestrian signal? The button was pressed. Welcome to Vaughan, where if you're a pedestrian, well, you're on your own. Yeah, there was no pedestrian crossing that entire signal, and that lady in front of me pressed the button. Also, as commendable as their bike lane attempts are, would you feel even remotely safe? Riding on a road like this with a painted line separating you from these drivers? Jellybean, $10. Random snack fund. Hey, thank you so much, Jellybean, for $10. I think that's going to get most of my dinner. Thank you very much. There's some new developments along there. Thanks again, Jellybean. It looks impressive from a distance, but when you get up close, it's kind of got a lot of filling in to do. Reiki says maybe she fake pressed it, but the light was on. And I actually saw her reach over, touch it, and then the light went on. So that's a hell of a fake job there. So now we're gonna cross the highway the Mike Harris government sold for a fraction of its worth and ended up in foreign hands. Eventually it came back around to being mostly in Canadian investment hands, but it was a highway built to relieve pressure off of the 401, and all it did was serve the rich because it was tolled, and it's tolled at an extremely high amount that most people can't afford it and they end up just sitting in traffic on the 401. And there's actually no limits to what they can raise that toll to. It's really quite absurd. We're gonna head down that way over it. All right, Jeanette, thanks for tuning in. Greetings, Linda Johnson. There's no better way to chill after work than walking with me. Thank you. I hope to do some content in Hamilton someday. Sure getting our steps in today. Tomorrow's going to be a light step day. Lighter. Crikey, it sounds like highway robbery. So not too far south of here is York University, and just before that is a big UPS distribution center. I won't name names, but I know of a viewer who works there. And he says the unique parts of the GTA are a nice switch from the regular streams. Now, my favorite GTA spot to stream from outside of Toronto proper is probably Port Credit in Mississauga. This lovely little area along the lake, and it's decently walkable. There's a lot of interesting shops. I did a morning stream once from Clarkson Go Station to Port Credit. We'll have to go back and redo that. Mikey says, sorry, I can't help myself with stupid puns like that. It's okay, I haven't seen the Velcost in a while. You're kind of carrying on in his honor. They're planning to build 3 monster towers here. I like the Toronto development proposal signs a little better. They're easier to just glance at and get all the information you need. That one was just a big word salad with a photo. Cortez dropping some random info. Sean Connery was indeed born in Scotland. This is Interchange Way, so we can head over to the IKEA by making a right here. that old abandoned AMC 30, as well as the Dave & Buster's. Screw you, suburban traffic lights. You didn't even give me a walk sign last time. If you're just tuning in, we started up at Vaughan Mills Mall. And we're making our way down to Highway 407 station. I almost said 401. Yeah, Vivian, I figured he would do that. If you're watching, hello, Ken. We're going to wrap up when I get to the subway station. I'm going to crack open that can of bubbly in my backpack. That's got to be a hotel over there, right? Is that a condo? Yeah, I guess it is. Those are condo townhomes. Electronic toll collection. Rear license plate must be visible by overhead cameras. Shoo betcha. That's a scam some people run. They have plates that can't be recognized. Vehicles over 5 tons must have a valid transponder. What if you're under 5 tons? Then you just get, oh, a transponder, yeah. That's different from just having your plate scanned. Yeah, that's a really odd choice, Lisa. I agree. But they do have an IKEA right in front of them. Highway 407 station has one of the funkiest exteriors. We'll be able to see it in a second. Looks kind of like a spaceship landed. Sheena Roberts, £5. Hopefully no TTC delays tonight. Enjoy dinner. Sheena Roberts, thank you so much for the £5. Cheers to you. I'm gonna certainly enjoy. We better obey this.
Wait.
Hey.
Wait, 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 wait.
We'll enjoy this sweeping view of Vaughan. The walk sign in a second. Come on, let me cross.
Wait.
Wait. I do not blame that guy for riding on the sidewalk here. And it's probably legal up in Vaughan. Look at this. We have the super congested Highway 401 just to the south of here. And then there's this luxury road for the wealthy, sold off by the biggest disaster to hit Ontario since Doug Ford, Mike Harris. It's kind of funny how Doug Ford is starting to walk back some of those bike lane removal rhetoric and threats he's been making. He just wanted to garner up some votes from the stupid. Which is funny because the lady who represented the area along Bloor West in Etobicoke lost, hilariously. The biggest proponents of removing the bike lanes. Hey, is that an OPP? Man, that car was flying. But here you go, taxpayers of Ontario. You paid for it, but you don't get to use it. Instead, you get to get stuck in the 401 traffic. It's about as openly corrupt as government gets. Zach McNally says Leafs 2. Opponents, nothing. SG, this highway belongs to Drake and Jim Carey. Okay, so there was a crossing with a button and signs and everything on the other side, but on this side it's like, hey, you want to play some Frogger across some fast-moving traffic? Shooting onto a highway? Good luck, champ. You think there would be some massive yield signs or something? Hashtag infrastructure fail. That's about as pedestrian hostile as you would expect. But there is the very funky destination for the stream, the 407 station, Highway 407. I think it looks pretty snazzy, but it kind of dooms this area to always being a suburban nowheresville. When you build the station like that inland, zero foresight, it really should have a close pedestrian entrance to the main street here. Just in case, one day this area ever developed into anything worth visiting. They made a similar mistake with Warden Station at Warden and St. Clair. So I applaud the architecture, but it is a absolutely horrible waste of land to bury it in there. That should be right up here on the corner. And yes, it's mostly a commuter station. I get it. It serves GO bus lines and other bus lines. And even a lot of the people taking the TTC are just parking and going. But to build a subway station that is so absurd to get to as a pedestrian just reeks of failure. Although, I don't remember this being here. Last time when I came here, I had to walk all the way around. Is this new? Did they just build this? Because last time I remember walking all the way to that bridge and crossing over. Oh, it's not as bad as I thought then. Please forget that last rant. I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. Low-key looks like Frank Lloyd Wright. I don't know, I think it's cool. And there's some colored stained glass right there. that looks really nice. I think there was a local artist contracted to do that. But you could grab a go bus here. There's a few coach lines, I think, that come through here. I think one of them is like a Northern Express. But still, I don't think this is how a subway station should interact with a major street. If you're gonna pad it, this should at least be spaced out for some retail someday. Rubicon says the rant was warranted. Well, I'm glad someone thought it was warranted. Take your go bus. This is the go bus terminal. Fantastic color. Let's see if the connection holds up. It's gonna start dropping like crazy, I bet. Do. Just finishing up a live stream. Just want to see this art up ahead here. Come on, connection. Stay working. Look how nice this is. Is this gonna let me stream all the way down to the platform? Well, we can try. Sounds like my train, but I'm not gonna. I'll take the next one. Watch, there'll be some calamity, and that'll be the last one of the night. Let's see how many people get off at this station. Oh no, that one's just going right through. That's not my train. That's an out of service train. But you know what, guys? I want to thank everyone for tuning in. That's about all she wrote. I want to thank our mods for being excellent. Everyone who sent support, thank you so much. I'm going to figure out what I'm going to have for dinner. I want to thank everyone who tuned in. Do like, subscribe, hit the bell, and all that fun stuff. I'm not sure when I will go live next. I was kind of thinking maybe tomorrow, but not sure. Maybe Friday, maybe Saturday, but thank you so much, guys. Have a good day. Yoink.